Niongea alafu ndio test. Let's go.
Okay, so can you finish up? We are behind our time.
So I think we're done.
If you are done, kindly.
Let me give you my number. Please write down my number so that you will need a soft copy of your ID. 0700-340-575.
Testing.
0700-340-575.
Wacha niambie. Yeah, kuna. Mic testing. Testing. Mic testing.
Thank you so much. In case you have any concern, the same line is with us on the number. So I think we're done. Thank you so much. Tutawaengage second.
Just I think shida ni link tu yenu because
Kalamu zangu tafadhali. Easy. Kama kuna ya cooperative
So, thank you. We are now going live. Sorry for the delay. It's because these people requested me to give them time. So we want to spend not really much time. Today we are, I remember the last time we did the training, so many people were left hanging on the medley during our citation. So today our trainer is going to be major on the medley, but later on I'll come to show you some of the online resources that we have, and I'll help you know how to access them. Is that okay? So for this time I want us to appreciate Madam Masrin, who is the trainer for now. And maybe for some of you know her, for some you don't know. She's the chief librarian at Kitengela International Schools, and we've been working together for some time, and I know she's good in this, so I want her to help us and I know we are going to learn. So for this time, welcome Masrin and take over.
Thank you, Joyce. Good afternoon. My name is Marceline. I work for Kitengela International Schools, but I've previously worked at Kenyatta University, so that's where I get the knowledge of these things from. I haven't forgotten. If I may ask, how many were here during our last training? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Quite a good number, I can tell. So last time we tackled searching information through the various platforms. Also mentioned something about plagiarism. Somewhere along the presentation we did referencing, but not that much. So for today, I will insist on using information responsibly. Joyce later, or even during your school days, Joyce will take you through how to search for resources using what she pays for. And I don't know, I know we have term papers, we do research papers, we do our assignments, and I wish to know, how do we search for information just to kick us off? So you guys do your assignments. Where do you get your resources from? Someone volunteer? AI? Mm-hmm. Another?
Internet archive.
Internet archive. Yes? Google Scholar. Mm-hmm. So basically those ones. How many use the university resources that I paid for? How many know the university pays for resources for you guys? E-resources? You know but don't use them.
I know them.
Do you use them? Okay, about the paid for resources, Joyce will let you know once I'm done with today's presentation. But then again, at least I'm happy to know you people search for information, whether AI, Google Scholar, and all that. But then more than searching for information, there is using the information responsibly. It's one thing to search for information and get it. It's another one to use it responsibly. So, and that's where now the issue of plagiarism comes in. The issue of referencing comes in too. So before I go to the referencing mainly itself, I felt it's a little bit. It's a topic that we want to be made known of every day, be reminded of the consequences, even as we learn the search skills and the referencing. We know there is this animal called plagiarism. Anyone who can define for me plagiarism? Do we know what's plagiarism? Any definition? You tell us your name, you try to define it. There's no wrong answer. What's plagiarism? Yes, Dennis?
Plagiarism is the act of copying someone else's work without his or her consent.
Wow, can we clap for him? So, oh, you do the snaps. Okay, right. Okay, plagiarism basically is taking someone else's work and then assuming it's yours. So in research we say copying someone's work or taking someone's work without permission or without acknowledging the sources. So that's what qualifies to be plagiarism. And of course, many times we search for information, you get what we're looking for exactly, then I'll be happy. I'm searching on issues affecting Kenya. You get the info, just copy and paste. Are there consequences for that? We know as we do the presentation. So plagiarism exists in various forms. The first one being direct plagiarism. That's copying someone's work word by word without crediting, without acknowledging. So the acknowledging word will be used for the entire of this presentation because that's why we're here basically. Another form of plagiarism is paraphrasing plagiarism. This one is changing a few words in someone else's work without proper citation. This one is where you try to make the work different from the original wordings, maybe by using synonyms, for example, some bit of the sentences. But then again, I don't think it's the right thing to do, because we need to learn how to do the research and use the information. Whatever you find from the internet, how do you put it forward in your term paper, in your research paper, in your end of semester exams, all that. There's another form of plagiarism called mosaic plagiarism. This one is mixing phrases from different sources without proper acknowledgements. I get 2 books, they have what I'm looking for, they'll just mix the words to come up with a paragraph. A sentence here, a sentence there, it makes a paragraph. That's what we call mosaic plagiarism. Then there is another form called accidental plagiarism. This is forgetting to cite or incorrectly citing sources. Probably maybe because you don't know how to cite, or you are not sure they're supposed to do that. You get a book, a journal, get the right information. Maybe do it the right way, paraphrase, internalize, write it well, but you don't acknowledge the sources. So that one qualifies to be accidental plagiarism. Though for me, if we have those research skills, there is never accidental plagiarism, surely. And there's one interesting one called self-plagiarism. Do you know someone can sue you for using your own previous work without acknowledgements? Do you know that?
Yes.
So basically, if you do a research paper or a journal article in 2025, it's yours. We're not denying that fact. And then in 2026, you're doing another paper, maybe an extension or something related to what you did in 2025. Treat yourself like another author. I'm Marceline. I've written a paper in 2025, writing another one in 2026, and I need to borrow some wordings from my previous paper. Of course, I'll just acknowledge myself. Treat yourself as another author. Detach yourself from the research work. Treat it like another source that you get from the internet. Does plagiarism have consequences? Yes. And I've outlined just a number. One of the consequences are academic penalties, failing grades, suspensions, recalling your degree, even if you're done. That's revoking now your degree. You already graduated, someone sues you. And then they're able to prove you plagiarized. Your degree will be recalled or revoked by the institution, because that's the right thing to do. And that's why we have such training, so that we're able to do and learn to do the right thing from the word go. And of course, there's damaging the reputation and credibility of an institution or even an individual. No one can trust you after you copied. Even if you've been a hard worker in school, and then something small just takes your energy down the drain just like that. And of course, legal consequences, someone might sue you, you pay dearly for that. And we have something we call corporate infringements, because there are those corporate laws that govern institution or the country. You need to copy, maybe, for example, there are works you can use, yes, but there's an extent you can use someone's work. If it comes to an issue of fair use, for example, let's say about photocopying, you can't photocopy a book more than 3 pages. That one is known. Are you allowed to use any book for academic purposes? For research in institutions, it's allowed. It's called fair use, but then there's a limit to what you can do. And of course, we say the loss of trust in professional and academic fields. Yeah. But then again, this is just an homework question. What really makes plagiarism easier? What makes it easier for you to plagiarize? Of course, there's the issue of technology, open access, business. I actually said business. If you use the cybers, you'll not be surprised to get the pamphlets you use, the booklets you use in school, someone selling just out here. True? You have notes, lecture maybe anakusumbua, like I can't get the notes, just walk into a cyber, just down here, outside near KG. Someone will be selling the entire booklet for notes. So, and that's not allowed actually. How do we avoid plagiarism? Of course, by conducting original research. Take your time. Do proper research. The next one is you need to understand the institutional policies. Get to know what's allowed in your school, in your institution, what you can do and what you can't do, and work towards being compliant with those policies. Have knowledge of the types of works that must be referenced. And of course, everything you use, whether it's online or print, you need to reference it, whether it's a book, an audio, a photograph, all that you need to acknowledge. Proper citation, yeah, that's very obvious. Acknowledge the sources by citing and referencing them. And of course, there is an issue of paraphrasing correctly. To paraphrase correctly, it needs you to read maybe the content you get, internalize and put it word the way you understand it, not word by word, but still acknowledge the sources of what you're using. And lastly, seek clarification. If you're not sure what you're doing, please ask your lecturers, your librarians, your friends. They'll be able to guide you and give you clear information. Last time we covered Turnitin. I don't think I'll have time to cover it that much, but then to make us aware, there are softwares that can detect plagiarism, even AI sources, ChatGPT. You know the way we just search and then we have everything. You can even download Word documents from ChatGPT, right? Even PowerPoints, even audios, everything. So there are software that can detect that, regardless of what source you're using. And one of them is Turnitin. Turnitin can help the institution give you percentage of plagiarism in your documents, the sources where you got your content from, and also check whether you've done proper citation. I'll be able to show you maybe a demo at the end of it. And of course, we've seen somewhere there AI writing detection can detect AI generated text, helping maintain academic integrity. So we are not safe.
I don't know whether it's possible to have those numbers bigger.
At the screen here. There? And of course, every institution nowadays, they have plagiarism policies. You can't be punished or even face disciplinary without somewhere or something they're tagging their claims to. For instance, nowadays, copying or plagiarism doesn't exceed, for most universities, does not exceed 20% at most, but most institutions they have up to 15%. So if that is in the policy and your document maybe is 50%, they'll judge you using the policy. So we need to know whether there's that policy in KG and what does it say about plagiarism. That's a sample report from Turnitin. If you're looking where you're seated, that's your left side, this is your right side. On your left side, you can see some content in red. And on your right side, you can see the source number 1 circled. So you can be able to tell how the text matching is done. Anything that's red here is gotten from the source number 1 here, and you can see clearly the link is in red. Like I said, I'll be able to do a demo using a live account if I have time to. So anything not copied will be in the black text. Anything in color, if it's green, definitely from the source number 2. If it's blue, from the source number 3. And you can be able to match and see what you changed from the original text and what you have in your document. So when you talk about responsible use of information, I'm now almost going to referencing. What does it involve? It involves crediting sources properly. So basically cite and reference the sources you've used. Someone else's work, give them credit. It also entails verifying accuracy. So by this, ask yourself, how reliable and credible is the information I got? And this one will depend on the sources you are using. For instance, if I may ask, someone using Google and another person using Google Scholar to do the search, who is likely to get more credible information?
Google Scholar.
Google Scholar, because Google Scholar is a scholarly site, unlike Google where if I can even update and post anything, but for Google Scholar, for instance, every document, every info is reviewed before it's posted. And apart from Google Scholar, we have this, what I was saying, the university paid sites. More sites like Taylor and Francis, more sites like Emerald, so many of them. And of course, it entails respecting the copyright laws, follow regulations, and seek permission when necessary to use protected materials. So you've seen even issues of cases coming up, musicians suing maybe an institution for using their music, right? Now those are the issues of copyright in the country. So anything you need to use, seek permission, seek clarification, seek direction to be able to avoid the issues of plagiarism. And of course, now avoiding plagiarism, do the right search, cite, avoid copyright issues, respect them. That way, you'll be able to avoid plagiarism at the end. And you need to put more effort in doing your research to be able to come up with an original document. So now to today's topic, that's referencing. Referencing basically is acknowledging the sources you used in your work. This means,
as we go on, are you able to add us more softwares we can use to detect plagiarism?
Yeah, we'll cover. Okay, it's asking if I can give more softwares.
Yes, that's our business teachers. That's a problem.
Like I said, Turnitin is the strongest, and Turnitin is the strongest and the most, I think, common use nowadays. But we have other softwares. Some say Grammarly is a software for plagiarism, but I say no. Grammarly is just for checking grammar. We have other sources like PlugScan. And there's another one called the Plagiarism Checker. PlugScan. P-L-A-G scan. Yeah.
These are our weapons.
Yeah. Turnitin is paid for. You might get other maybe free ones, and we also have the other one called Plagiarism Checker. It's just an ambiguous, I think, word, but you can find. But then I can get more lists and maybe share after the training. That's okay. So back to today's topic, referencing. And like I said, referencing is basically citing and acknowledging the sources you use in your research or work. So referencing helps credit the original authors, avoid plagiarism, and allow readers to verify information. Like if you said in a document, according to Marceline, someone will be able to tell whatever you have, you got from Marceline 2025, 2024, and such. So a point to note, whenever you use words, ideas, or information from other sources in your work, you need to cite and you need to reference those sources. And this brings me down still to acknowledge the sources. Like I said, acknowledge, we use it until the end of the presentation. So lack of referencing amounts to plagiarism. If you copy without acknowledging the sources, it means you assume, you're telling someone this is my work, but you didn't get those ideas from your head, kabisa. So you need to credit what you use in your research. And in referencing, there are so many styles of referencing. And I don't know which style you use in your institution based on, you use APA. APA 7th edition. All of us use APA 7th edition. No. What do you use?
Chicago.
Chicago. Which school?
I don't know, but it's for
It's okay. Hey, you guys laughing. You see, someone who's has read. It's okay. So that means he has more knowledge on referencing styles, right? So when doing the referencing, when doing referencing and citation, you need to be able to take note of the following. There's what we call in-text citation, and there's coming up with the reference list. So it's one thing saying according to Dennis 2020 and having that one in your reference list, because anything that you cite must appear in the list of references or bibliographies. So some of the reference styles that are common: Harvard, MLA, Chicago. Simona kuna Chicago. Yeah, so means he has info on the reference styles. So APA is common in social sciences, education and psychology, mostly. And when using APA, if you do the in-text citation, that's how it's supposed to be. The author, comma, the year. Yeah. But we learn something different as we proceed. And in your reference list, you have to capture everything. So you see in the citation, it's just the surname and then the year. In the reference list is the surname, then the initial, the first name of the author, then you have the year, we have the title, and we have a place of publication. When you come to MLA, it's used in humanities and literature, mostly. And its in-text citation should be looking like this. Smith 45. This 45 is the number ranking of that citation in your document. But if you come here, see the year is here. So, and using the softwares make this one easier, because it's even so hard to track which citation is number one. Then you come down and looking for the year. We also have Chicago. Chicago is used mostly in history, business, social sciences. So you realize you can use AP in social sciences and also Chicago. And people doing online writing, depending on, because any paper you're given instructions, right?
Yes.
You'll be told use maybe Times New Roman, font 12, APA 7th edition or Chicago reference style. Your paper must not exceed maybe 5 pages. So we work with the instructions given in our assignments. And the next one is Harvard, common in business, law, and sciences, and many more styles like IEEE. There are so many of them. So it depends on what you're using in your institution and what your lecturers require of you. When it comes now to citations, maybe in a nutshell, how your citation should be looking. Citations within the sentence. Remember in my previous slide, when I was doing APA in text, you realize I had Smith, comma, then 2020. But now here it's according to Smith, then the year in brackets, there, and then you have what is in that Smith. That's when we are citing one author. And this is within the sentence. I want us to note these differences, because I'll ask later what we've learned. If you're doing two authors, like this one, Jones and Taylor, 2018, argues that what you get from that author. If you're doing more than 3 authors, a document has more than 3 authors, you don't use all the 3 authors when doing the citation. This is where this phrase comes in, the et al. So like this one in a recent study, Brown et al. 2021. So et al, this one now represents Brown and the other authors. But when it comes to your list of references, all the 3 or 4 will appear in the details of that bibliography. So what happens when doing a citation at the end of the sentence? Research methods play a crucial role in psychology. Smith, 2020. Anyone who can tell me the difference between doing a citation within a sentence just at a glance and doing a citation at the end of the sentence? Anyone? Someone tell me from what I'm covering here, the difference between citing within a sentence and at the end of the sentence. Anyone who can spot a difference?
Yes.
Which is the difference?
The bracket.
Yeah?
I think citation within the sentence, you realize that Smith and the year comes first. But then when it comes to citation at the end, Smith and the year comes last.
Yeah. Within the sentence and the end of the sentence.
It's okay. So, okay, anyone who can see a difference? Yeah, please.
The other one is in bracket, or the name on the year, and the other one, the name is outside and the year is in the bracket.
We've both seen that. So you see here the in-text citation Smith, and there's no comma here. You come to this one here, Smith, everything in brackets with a comma. So that's the difference. So don't write for your lecturers according to, you write this one and then it's wrong. So basically we need these skills, we need to see the differences. Even after searching, we're able to tell how best we can use the sources. So just a point to note, use et al. For the 3 or more authors, that one I've already said. Citation formats vary based on the reference style. So you can't be told to use APA in your term paper and then you come and use Chicago. Yes, please. And I'm almost moving away from that slide. But anyway, I'll leave the PowerPoint with Joyce. She will share. So for now, just let's focus on learning. We follow the presentation. This PowerPoint will have it. But that does not mean you don't write something. So where should we cite? I think this one we've covered. How do you support your arguments? Well, use sources, balance the opinions, or do a wider reading, and of course, acknowledge. That's now the song for today. We come to, we talk of referencing. Some of us, or most of us, do citations manually, right? As long as I've learned how Smith will look like in my in-text citation, I can just write. But then there are softwares that can make this work easier for us. Like I don't need to type a citation. I don't need to keep reminding myself how does APA look like. So there are software that make this work easier for us. And there are so many of them. We have Zotero. Zotero is free. We have Mendeley. Mendeley is free. We have RefWorks, EndNote, paid for. So for today, I'll just cover Mendeley because of the limited time. Another. It's okay. Another training will cover Zotero. I think last time it's because we did Mendeley and I guess there are people who are already using Mendeley. So I thought let's cover this one more. And then we can do, but you're free to explore. If I tell you something, now it's your duty to go and try to look around. How does Zotero work? Can it work best than Mendeley? So then you can select your preferred software. So the software saves us time by just doing us the citations automatically. They organize our sources, maybe using folders, tags, and metadata. They ensure accuracy by formatting references correctly, and they also support collaboration. You can share your references or your work with your group mates or your colleagues. And of course, you're able to integrate with the word processors, now Word documents, or even the Google Docs. Now to Mendeley. I also train Mendeley because I'm a Mendeley ambassador, by the way. So what's Mendeley? I'm a Mendeley ambassador and an advisor too. So for me, that's my preferred one, but it's okay. I also know Zotero. If you want, you can cover in another training. In fact, someone citing Zotero must be knowing how to use Zotero, right? Our next trainer for Zotero. Oh. And the trainer. It's okay. So Mendeley is a free reference management software that can help us or support us when doing research. What can you do with Mendeley? It can help us manage your references, manage your collection, that is. You can build and organize your reference library. Like the documents you're using, or you want to use, or you've searched and retrieved, you can save them. This one, at least, it reduces us the headache of trying to remember. I got a document last Monday. Which one was it? Or even, did I even save it? So Mendeley will come in handy in this. You can read and annotate PDFs. Mendeley has a PDF reader. You can be able to open PDF documents within Mendeley. And as you read, you can highlight and make notes. And also, it comes with a notebook feature that you're able to. So when you say we want to avoid plagiarism, if I have a document I'm reading, and then alongside I have a notebook, I can be able to read as I type. Whatever I type, I can now maybe copy now, paste in Word. So you see what I'm copying now is my own understanding, right? But still, don't forget to acknowledge. Mendeley can also help you do citation when you're doing your research seamlessly and correctly if you choose your preferred style. And just a point to note, for example, if you're using APA, for instance, and you realize at the end you're supposed to use Chicago, you don't need to redo your citation. Just by click of a button, everything changes and updates. Mendeley can also help us collaborate, share references and insights with your team, and even see the highlights and annotations made by your group mates. I don't know, the people who are doing Mendeley, how far you've explored the software? All of it. Good. Mendeley exists in 3 components. What you really need to make your work now complete and be able to use Mendeley. There's what we call Mendeley Reference Manager. It is the desktop version of Mendeley. Here you can read your documents offline. You can do the notes, you can do the highlighting, you can do the annotations, you can even continue building your library there. Then there's what we call Mendeley Site. Mendeley Site is like an adds-in in your Word. So it's the one connecting your Mendeley library to your Word document. So if you have Mendeley Reference Manager, you don't have the Mendeley site, you wouldn't be able to cite documents from your library. So they work hand in hand. And then you have Mendeley Web Importer. The Web Importer helps you save documents direct from the internet to your Mendeley library. Like you don't need to download and then transfer them to Mendeley. So the Mendeley Web Importer is a browser extension. So there's a browser extension for Edge, for Chrome, for Mozilla. You just need to add to your browser. So I think at this point, this PowerPoint is very long, but I'll now abandon it. I'd rather we do the practical with Mendeley. We're able to see how these things work. But I will leave the PowerPoint for your own reference. So what do I need for me to be able to use Mendeley? First, I need an account. And how do you get an account? This site, this link here is your answer to everything about Mendeley. You go to mendeley.com, a page like this will open. You're able to create an account from here. If you have an account, you're able to sign. Then from there now, you do the installation, install the Mendeley Reference Manager, install the Mendeley sites, install the Web Importer. Now once you're done with those ones, you're good to go. So at this point, let me leave this and now do the rest of the things online and some bits offline. And I hope we'll be able to follow now me moving from the online side to the offline one. Then we're able to see. So the first step to use Mendeley, like I said, mendeley.com. You see here, if you don't have an account, you create one. If you have, you sign. So what you need to create an account, you can either use your personal email or even your school email if you have. It does not really tell you what to use. So here you, now you, I feel like this will open, then you input your email, the details needed, your institution, your position, such things, just fill them and then you'll be able to now create an account. So for me, I already have an account, that's why it's taking me straight to signing in. I think I'll just sign in. But creating an account is just a straightforward step-by-step process. So once you create an account, then now you go straight to installing what you require. I said, do you need the Mendeley Reference Manager? You need the Web Importer and you need the Mendeley sites. Joyce?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So when you enter the Mendeley site, both the Ref Manager, Web Importer, and the site will be there for you to easily access and download.
Yes, yes. So after with the creating the account, then we go to those downloads. Let her check for me the internet. Okay, we're back online. So once you log in, or you create an account and then you log in, so that's how it looks like. You can see even it has my profile there, everything. So the next step is you can now download Mendeley Reference Manager, either from here or if you scroll down here, the downloads you need to make all these: Reference Manager, Web Importer, and the citation plugin. The citation plugin is the Mendeley site. So download all these. When you download the Mendeley Reference Manager, it comes like an app to your either desktop. So if I minimize my laptop here, you can be able to see a logo here for Mendeley. Now this is the Reference Manager. And of course, I want to assume we can be able to download this, because if you download, install, it guides you. The next step, download the web importer. If I click here, see now, for example, here, get web importer for Chrome, because I'm open on Chrome. Same way, I'll just download this and then it adds as an extension. You can see my web importer here, right? If you're using Mozilla, it will be get web importer for Mozilla Firefox. If it was for Edge, get web importer for Edge. The next thing is the citation plugin. That's the Mendeley site. This one is available on the Microsoft App Source. So you also need an account for Microsoft. Still, it is very clear. If you click there, it takes you to the Microsoft Get Mendeley site. You click here, it will need you to log in. If you don't have the Microsoft account, it gives you provision to sign up and create your account. Then now you can download it. If you download the Mendeley site, where does it appear? In your Word. That's my Word document. It will not just add scene to make sure it was installed. You click it there, it's here. But you can't do anything from here. If you want to use Mendeley sites, you'll come to your references here. You'll be able to see the Mendeley site there. So we'll learn how to use it. To start. So I'm assuming you've been able to download the Mendeley site, the Mendeley web importer and the reference manager, and you already have an account, of course. The internet's a bit bad.
As we wait for the internet, just a quick one. Let's say I use Google Docs and I don't use Microsoft. I don't use Microsoft Word. So if I download the site, will it come to my Google Docs, or do I have to connect it to the Google Docs?
It should be showing there. I think we'll check and see. Though I think commonly we use Word, right? Yeah, we'll check and see how it works. So this for the Mendeley sites. So if you click on Get It Now, it will take you to log into the Microsoft App Source. You see? So if you already have an account, you just sign in. If not, you just go sign up and then you will just install it. Okay, now everything installed. We need to learn how to use all this. I'll start with Mendeley Reference Manager, this one here. When you open it, that's how it displays. Though for someone who's starting, you won't have anything here. I think maybe I can just So it will look like this for a start. Someone does not have, you've just created an account and installed the reference manager. This one is the offline version of it. So you want to see what you can do here, then go online what you can do, and then what you can do with the Mendeley site. In my reference manager, if I'm doing research and I need to use Mendeley to do the citations, of course, once you click on that app, you'll be able to log in with the account you created online. So that's how it logs in here. The next step is you build your library. Save the documents you've retrieved to use in your paper. And how do you do that? If you're offline, you just click on add reference. So I want to assume maybe you've already downloaded some files and save them in on your desktop, maybe in a folder. I want to move those files to my Mendeley library. So I'll click on add references, import files from a whole folder if that's what you're looking for. So I'll maybe use get some files. This is my desktop. I want to pick a few documents either from this folder. I can add a whole folder if I'm sure I need everything on Mendeley. But if I just want a few files, I'll just click on my folder and choose what I want to import. Maybe the 4. And then they'll just upload to my library. See, I now have documents there. So, this one. It's okay, I can just use it, it's okay. So once I have the documents now, this is how you're building your library. See, I have 4 documents. But like I said, don't forget your research skills. They help you be able to identify something wrongly put, a document that's rightly appearing. For instance, I've done this one on purpose. If you look at the fields, you have the author here, the year, the title, and there are more fields there. The source, the time added, and whether the file has been uploaded. This one with the green tick shows the full PDF is already available here. This one, files available for download. So I can download and put it here. It wasn't able to upload the whole PDF. So in the event that I have access to a full PDF, but look at the source number 2 under the title. It's showing International Journal of Progressive Research in, I don't know, engineering. Can that be the title of a document? What is that? It's the name of the journal. And looking at number 3, I don't have the author. I have the year, I have the title, and maybe I don't have the sources here. First, you need to make sure your library is correctly put. If I'm using the downloaded documents, if I want to go the option of downloading documents to a folder further to Mendeley, it's advisable to save the documents as they are when downloading them. Don't rename. don't rename your document. So if you look at my folder here, Anthony Mwangi final test, this one is renamed. This one has some funny saving, so I didn't rename this one. If I upload to Mendeley, every detail comes. If I rename the file, I might miss some details when uploading the document. And that's something many people don't know. So I'm here and I've realized number 2 has an issue. How do I correct? Because Word will cite what Mendeley feeds it. If it's wrong, it will cite a wrong thing, the reference wrong. So it's my duty to make sure my library details of the documents, they're correct. If I realize this one, the International Journal of Progressive, is not the title, and like I said, you can read PDFs in Mendeley. So I'll go ahead and open this document. So if you're looking at this document here, where is our title? Role of Anti-Plagiarism Software in Academic Environment, right? But what was under the title? International Journal of whatever that is. So here, I can just edit this one. So to role of so the way the title appears here. Then I can also check what I can add here. For instance, maybe the year, that's 2024. And then the journal now is this one, International Journal of Progressive IJPRMs. I'm using the initials. And then we have the issue number. The issue number is 6. And then the volume is 4. So I'm trying to make my my library be neat and to what is required. So if I come back here, you see, the title now is okay. You can do the same with the other documents. You really don't have an order here, open this and feed the details. At least this way my citations will be smart and correct. So what else can I do? I've learned how to add documents. I can create folders. See, under the collection here, you can create a collection that's like a folder. Let's say KG2. I have this folder here. So meaning I can reorganize my library. Maybe documents on plagiarism, for example, I can just move them here. But note, these documents won't move from your general collection. When I click on all the references, they'll appear, all of them from different folders. But I come to KG2, I'll have the 2 ones that I've just moved. So that's what means to reorganize your work. You can also create groups. Like I said, you can collaborate and share documents of whatever it is you're doing in your assignments. You can create a group here. You can create groups here. And that's a collection, create group here. The internet is so this is my group here, KAG training. If you click on these 3 dots here, you can be able to manage your group, rename, or even delete. Manage now, this way you're able to invite your colleagues, add members, approve them. Then you'll be able to share documents or whatever it is you're doing in your research. Before I move from here, I need to also show you what you can do with the mainly offline version. I said you can read as you make notes. So I've opened this PDF document. I can highlight. There are features here. This is for highlighting, this for doing the notes. If I'm reading and maybe marking some parts for maybe future reference or even future collection of what I'm reading, I can do an highlighting. Of course, choose the color from here first, and then you can highlight as you move. So here I can add a sticky note. Maybe this is the introduction, for example. So as I read, I can highlight this part also. For good, maybe background. And of course, you can read as you make notes. The notebook is just here. If I click there, it opens on this other side, so I can type. So when you talk of reading a document, internalizing and putting forward the way you understand it, you can read this paragraph as you write maybe in a summary of what you're reading. But again, when transferring these notes to your Word document, don't forget to acknowledge the source. Yeah. So let's not forget that the fact that I'm reading here and then making a summary here, now I can copy this and then don't acknowledge the source. The main point is credit the sources. And in your groups, the highlighting you're doing here, you can be able to track. If Joyce is the one who highlights something maybe at 2 p.m., the group members can be able to tell. If you are compiling a document in your notebook, Joyce, whatever she wrote last will be seen. And of course, it shows Joyce did the last note or the last highlighting in that. At least you're able now to share effort and come up with a collaborative document in a group. So there. Synchronizing any changes you make. You're updating any changes you make here. So if I have a document I've added from my desktop, if I click on that syncing, it will reflect on my online library. In that, if I go somewhere I don't have my laptop, I can still log into my Mendeley account and access my documents, all of them, and even continue doing what I was doing. Again, I know sometimes we forget. If you want to avoid using the sync, the folders I added here, you can decide to watch a folder. Watching a folder means you're keeping tabs on that folder. Anytime a document comes, I don't need to click on the sync, it will automatically update. How do I do that? Under adding reference, there is this one, set up watch folder. So this one you choose which folder you want to watch. If you click there, anytime you add a document, automatically it updates on the online account of your Mendeley. And someone was asking once you log in whether you can download the Mendeley sites and all that. if at the first point I have the Mendeley Reference Manager downloaded, I can even install the Mendeley site and web importer just from here by using the tools feature here. You see it directs you install web importer, install Mendeley site from here. Yeah, there. So, see, you can be able to tell the recently added documents, the recently read. You can mark documents as favorites by clicking on this star. These ones are the unsorted documents. Remember, we had all of them at 4. We added 2 to a folder. So the ones that have not been added to a folder now will just show up there. If you need to check on the duplicates, you can check where there are files that have been uploaded twice. So that you remove one. When you're citing, it doesn't cite as A and B if there are 2. So if you have duplicates, just delete one and leave one on your collection. Before I go to the Mendeley site, I want to go to the online part of Mendeley. So same place where I was. Here, once I log in to my Mendeley account, the online one, this is what I'm seeing. We were here before. If I check on my library, I want to see whether I can access my offline documents here, all of them. So you can say I have them all here, the 4. So meaning anywhere I am, I can access my documents. Same way, if you happen to add documents from the online version of Mendeley, the sync is here. Actually, this is it's more of a replica of the offline version. It has everything this one has. It's not exactly the same. The references, everything, just the same. Mendeley can also help me search for. It can also act as a search engine. On my online account, this one here, you can see there is search for or add articles to your library. So like Google Scholar, Mendeley can also act as a search engine. So I want to search for something here. Someone tell me what I can search for? Psychology. Just, it's okay. So you see, I'm able to see documents and Mendeley give you statistics of your results. That's an add to it. For instance, using thematic analysis in psychology, this document has been cited 91,958 and read by 64,340 people. The statistics help you now assess the credibility of the sources. If a document has been cited so many times, it means it's a credible source. Or maybe it's, though sometimes this statistic might be because of where that article is published. There are those very common sites, and there are those not so common sites. Also, the access. It might be so many citations because it's readily available for the readers. And it might not be available because it's not accessible. It's not open access, for example. It's not paid for by your institution. So for instance, you see, but anyway, you can, like, there are some documents you can see are read by so many and cited by 0. Probably maybe people are reading to get the background for whichever reason. So these documents I get from here, from my Mendeley website now. When I'm doing the search, I can add them to my Mendeley library direct from here. And of course, if it shows here PDF, it means I have access to a full PDF. So I just click on add to my library. Then my library will just update. You see how I'm adding my documents from the online part of it. Still go back and sync your results to reflect to your offline side of Mendeley. So there. And sometimes when you're doing the citation using Mendeley, it will give you personalized suggestions, probably to your email, based on what you search for. If I'm searching for psychology today, tomorrow an article on psychology comes up, it will send me an email, like an update. You have a new article maybe on that, just then explore, see whether there's something you can add to your library or not. So that's another benefit of Mendeley. So I think basically that's on the collection, both the online and the offline. So the next thing I need to learn before I do the citations is how to add or how to use the Mendeley web importer. You've seen for the Mendeley website, I just search and add to the library. For the offline side, I download and then add. But how does the web importer help me here? Let's say I'm using Google Scholar, or even the paid for sites by your institution, because most of them they're Mendeley enabled, or they'll show you add to Mendeley. So I'll just still search for psychology. So once I've done my search and I've gone through my results, and I don't want to download them, I can just add what I'm able to access full PDF and what I'm not able to access, but now those ones that the reference details to my Mendeley using the Mendeley web importer. So I'll just come here, click there. It needs me to sign in. So you authenticate, because whatever it is you want to save will go direct to your account. So meaning someone else can just sign in using my laptop, and then they're able to search and add documents to their library as long as they sign into their account. If they don't, and my account is the one that signed in, everything they search will come to my account and I don't need it. So see, most of the results I have here will be able to reflect on this pop-up window here. Psychology and culture, it's here. What psychology, it's here. Psychology, something reading, so all those results. Anything I have access to in PDF will be able to show me here PDF. What I don't have full access will show me PDF not found. So I want to save this and this. Remember, I've already logged in. So once I select those ones, I can either select to which folder I want them added to, for example. So I can just let them go to maybe generally. So it's this one, this. So I want to add this one to the KG2 folder. So once I'm here, I click on add. You see it's loading the two. This one saved, it shows you saved the reference details only. This one, the PDF, I want to see whether it will download. Say PDF check, reference details check. So this one has been added to my library. The same way of saving documents using the Mendeley web importer is what I'll use even in the paid for sites. So I don't need to download them and then add to Mendeley. So once I'm done here, I go back to my folder. See what's psychology, and culture. So this is my online library. I sync and then it will reflect on my offline library. Are we okay to that point? Any questions? Yes, please.
Please go over the part where you are noting down, where you clicked on and then.
That was the offline one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want to see this again.
You want to see how you can do the...
Yeah, the mistake.
I think let me open another one now. Mm-hmm. And I hope here, you want to highlight, I want to repeat that again, right? So I want to highlight as I read this pen here. So I'll just come and highlight. And of course, you have to first select the color you want your highlights to appear in. There are so many. You want purple, you want orange, so once I highlight like this one, I can, let me delete this and then we restart. So here, I can add a comment here, like I said, maybe, let's say review. And maybe highlight this one. I like to do more research. There. I've already opened 2 PDF documents. So this shows you can read many PDFs in Mendeley. You can see my notebook is open, whether I'm in this PDF document, whether I'm here. So meaning as you read this, you can continue your summary in the same notebook. But then again, what I think no one asked and I didn't mention is the annotations I'm making. How do I get them later? So I'm on this document here. I'm on the last page. I don't want to scroll through the document. I just want to go to those highlights and annotations. When I've opened this document, my annotations are here. So I want to go to the side where it was needs review. If I click there, it takes me straight to needs review. If I click on to do more research, it takes me straight to that bit. Are we clear? So we've done the reference manager, we've done the web importer, adding the documents, all that. Now the next step is how to cite. And now that brings me to the Word documents. See, tumesoma how to do in-text citation, how to do citation at the end of the sentence, and we already know we are using APA 7th edition. So here is my research. See, we said we can transfer your notes to these ones. If you copy these ones, these are your own summaries. Copy. So that's my paragraph, and I want to do the citation. So like I said, when you open your Word, automatically it takes you to home. How to access the Mendeley site? Come to references there, and then you have the Mendeley site here. My Word has Mendeley here, it has Mendeley here. Initially, Mendeley had a different kind of Mendeley desktop that they updated from. That's what's used to find here. But now this one, the newest version has this Mendeley site. So I'll just come straight to Mendeley site. So while at Mendeley site, before I start doing my citations, I need to be sure which style I'm using. So we say the software makes work easier for you. So but you just need to tell them what you need it to do for you. So whatever you feed it, what it will give you. If my details are wrong in my library, that's what Mendeley will feed you in your documents. If you give them Chicago style, that's what it will give you. So here, before I start end citations, I'll first need to check what style I want to use. Citation settings. By default, mine is the APA, American Psychological Association, 7th edition. If you're using a different one, you change the style from here. You see, there are so many styles. So many, so I'm okay with that. So once I'm sure that's what I need, so I'll start maybe a sentence, most common according to. See, I've already selected the style that I need, so I just need to input my in-text citation according to. So my references, when I open many sites, my library opens equal here. The documents I have in my library, they will display here. So I check which one I want to cite. Let's say I want to cite this first one, what psychology. If I check in this small box here, I now insert the citation. There you have it. Tunaona? So it just comes here automatically. I want to do another one at the end of this sentence. Let's say this one here. Insert the citation. There. There are times we cite two sources at the same time, right? How do you do that? So if I'm here, I'll just check the two, either this one and this one. Then I can insert the citation here. Or you use, there is this here, merge citations. You click the two and then you come and merge the citations. They'll just come to your Word document. So you realize for the two sources, the first one here, then a semicolon, the next one there. So I'm done with my citations. I want to assume these are 20-page document I've done here. And now I want to put my references. So I don't need to type. I'll just come here to my Mendeley sites, and then you click on Insert Bibliography. Do we all know how references are supposed to appear using the 7th edition? We all know. Okay. Someone will confirm for me if the references are okay. So you click on Continue. There is my list of references. Are they in the APA 7th edition format? The intentions, all that. What's not right there? I can just delete this one here. The intention is okay, right? Maybe what you can question probably is the details. So like I said, always make sure your details are okay in your library before you do the citation. But then that's how it's supposed to be. Mostly, issue yetu nakwanga ni disaligning this one. The order starting here and then coming here as you move. So, I want to go back in my Word document. Remember we said the in-text and within the sentence and at the end of the sentence. But then before I just change here, I did say if you're using a wrong citation style, you can always change after using Mendeley. So we've started using APA, and maybe we're supposed to use Chicago. I'll just come to citation setting, change style. Let me see whether it will change. Maybe IEEE updates. You see everything changes here. So that's the beauty of using the softwares. But now for us, we're going back to APA. And of course, I'll just update. So back to our document there. Looking at these citations, let me start with the according to Coleman, year 2016. Is it okay?
Okay, let me ask a question. So, if, when you took your resource materials and then you read through and you took the portions you want to cite, and those sources are like 7, does it mean in your notes you'll have to be indicating the author and the title of the book so that when you come here, you're able to pick?
You can just put the author for guidance. Then when it comes, you just replace with the automatic citation with mainly. You see, for example, if I'm doing here, let me go back here. So I'm here. I'm reading this document by the Kumar one. I can just, let me just put the author, for example. So when I'm copying this to my Word, at this point, this paragraph, it will come with this Pandi name in my Word. So if I come to the Word document, I'll just go still the same way, insert citation. When you come to my references, you can search. There's this one here. If your reference has so many, I can search. So you see, it brings me that. So now I can replace what I had in the bracket and then just delete it. Replace the citation that you want. So I'm still at the point where I'm asking whether this citation Coleman is okay there. You've learned this. Is it appearing okay? It's not okay, right? So for the citations within a sentence, you just need to edit. So remove that bracket and then the comma and then put the bracket there. It's now okay, right? But for this one, it's fine. So as you move on, like I said, the skills are important before you use the softwares. Simona Ivo? Yeah. So basically, that's what Mendeley can do for you. You've seen how we build the library, added documents, both offline and online, using the web imports and even from the Mendeley website, and now the citations. So basically, you have this, you're good to go. So all this PowerPoint that I leave, it has all the steps, everything. If it's for managing, it has everything you need if you want to do a reference here. So it will show you, I think this one I leave for your future reference. There are some that even have, you can play and see. Like this one, if adding references, just a small step by step. That's adding to the collection. You see how the hand will guide you through. It's a detailed guide. You see there are so many slides. But then to finish my presentation, there's a link here that shows you the Mendeley guides. So in case you start, the site has guides that you can go through, starting from, let me enlarge this, from the Mendeley Reference Manager, downloading, using it, Mendeley sites, the desktop sites, the citation, the Mendeley sites, all that, even the citation guides. This one even has links to where you can even confirm how does APA look like, how does IEEE look like, everything, how to form groups, how to manage your groups, all that. You can get them from the Mendeley website. All these ones are there if you take time and explore the sources there. So I'm winding up actually. So key tips to take home when doing the referencing. 1, give full bibliographic details of the document you are citing, and that will include who wrote that document, what they wrote, where and when. If it's for the books, have the author or the editors, the title, the edition if it's there, the year and place of publication, and then the publisher. If it's a journal article, have the author, the article, the title, the journal name, the volume, the issue number, page numbers, that's the page range, then year of publication. Always keep track of all the sources you've used, and you've seen Mendeley can help you do that. Save your documents correctly and always update. Follow the correct format that's needed by your department, by your institution, maybe by your lectures. Someone might just try to give you something different. And of course, include all the necessary details we've covered up there, and then use the citation management tools for easy referencing. Because sometimes it can be so difficult tracking down your researches and your documents. Up to that point, is there someone who has a question, a comment? Have we learned? Have we learned something new today? Tumesoma nini? Some say Mendeley, some say Mendeley, so at the end of the day is the correct the spellings, right? So I'm just winding up, and I didn't want to forget showing you this. Some things need to scare you a little bit, but I know you guys are not scared because you now have the skills. And I'm just showing you a report. This software annual subscription for a standard account that's like 500 users. It's around 280,000 there per year, and I know this can afford that by day for you guys. So my window is not opening like the entire of it, but I hope I'll be able to show you something. Remember what I showed you, like a picture of the report? It was looking like something like this. This is the content, this one is the source. And I want to go to this one. If I'm there, I'm able to pick some wordings gotten from the source number 3 that's in blue. And I want to see how Turnitin works. From checking the right referencing to plagiarizing itself. So if I click on this number 3 here, the source should be able to open on this other side. There. You've seen? This is the student's document. This is the source where they got the information from. You realize you only have 2 options. either plagiarize everything or do the right thing. Anything that's in blue here was gotten from here. Any smallest change made from the original text is not in blue. We talked about accidental plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, and all that. So for instance, principal groups are principal groups, namely, so like replacing the words. It's not accidental. You heard me say I don't believe on accidental plagiarism because this person knew what they were doing. Let me change this maybe. Sometimes standard sentence checked by Turnitin for plagiarism, standard sentence is up to 8 words. So if I'm aware of that, I'll try to reduce the number of a sentence there 9, I can change just 1 to make it 8. It will not detect, right? But now, am I doing the right thing? Probably no. If you look at here, this one had Cherangani. She did Cherengani. But then, we've said something to do with citations. I want us to check something here. At the point where this ends, there is no citation, right? But the point where she ends, there is a citation. What does this one tell us? This tells us what? The student just cooked citations. Like, I have the right wordings, but I input the wrong citation. So see, Turnitin can also help me do like, did this student do the right referencing? Probably no. Because the only thing she did is, and even add, how many citations are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. So not just 1. I want to see another lay west of the Swan River in Uganda. Lay west of the Swan River was in Uganda. So now this one is even a no, this one, she removed the words, is highlighting here. She doesn't have here. But now you realize skipping a word from the original document does not really affect here. It will pick this one as a continuous sentence. So if you remove this, yours will just be a continuous highlight. And Kenya being administered from, Kenya came under. So some of the things we need to avoid even as we do our research. If this person maybe read and internalized what they were writing, you wouldn't see or this, and probably make now the right citation, the document will still be clean. Okay, this one meets 15% fine, but looking at it deeply, most of the parts were not done rightly. Maybe she only did that to reduce the percentage to what's required by the institution. And this way now, our lecturers also need those research skills to guide the students. Students need the research skills to do the right thing. So entirely it's a collective responsibility. Someone told me they use AI. Let me see. So even getting content from AI, these softwares can also be able to detect. This my AI is disabled, but you see here, AI writing detection. So if I enable, it should be AI detection available. So anything you get from ChatGPT, it can still highlight us plagiarism. So we are not safe until we do the right thing. So now with that, I beg to stop there. Unless someone has a question, a comment, a concern. Yeah. So that brings me to the end of my presentation for today. We don't have questions. Silence means we're good.
Any questions? We don't have any?
My question is, last time when we went through the first session, you told us that you would send us the soft copies. But
I will tell you why. That's why I'm coming.
Because this is not something you need to sit down and slowly.
Very true.
So like our lecturer is saying here, this is not something you just learn and grasp here everything. We just need to go practice. It all comes down to your personal effort to learn and apply. So just to tell you why you don't have the PowerPoints yet. So if I say I leave them to you, but now I think through the right platform. Yeah.
So can we appreciate Masrin? Thank you so much. Any online student who have a comment? Moses says that you can only type. You are not able to. You're not able to speak through the microphones because I think there's a problem. So, but you can chat your question and they will see it and they will hand it over to us. Having said that, I want you to stretch your hands like this. I know you are tired. You sleep sometimes. Thank you so much. Now, to wind up what Masrin has been telling us and to answer Mwalimu, why I have not given you the work that she did last time and this work. So I want you to go to if you are able to, go to the main university website, if you are able to, wherever you are. I want us to come here. That is the main university website. And this will answer why we have not yet been we have not given the notes. Are we there? You just type KAG University Go homepage. Tuko hapo? Are we there? Yes. Then scroll down with me. See where there is library and click on it. I've left you behind.
It's a network, actually.
The network.
Yeah.
You can just follow, just look at what I'm doing. So Bishop, I've come from here. You will see.
Yeah.
And then I have come to the library. We are together up to there.
Yes,
Then we go down, scroll down. You see where we have explore our resources. Where we go, we have our explore our resources, create institutional repository. Then explore resources. The reason as to why I had not given us the notes that she did last time or the conferences that we have been doing is because we had not we had not installed this called Discus. And that is where we normally put such like conferences, workshops, and seminars. The reason being is we had to pay for. There's such a good money that we needed to pay, and I was following up with the Vice Chancellor's office, and right now it's approved and paid for. That is why you can see it now. It was only installed on Friday last week. So it's still with our developer, with the IT team. Once they are done, they are going to hand over to us as the library. So this is where all this, if you'll be needing conferences, workshops, seminars, you'll find them there. By September, we are starting our master's classes. So the master's thesis and dissertations, they will be here. Multimedia resources like the flyers we use for library and everything, they will be here. Exam past papers also will be here. Sawa sawa. So we have policies for the university, reports, newsletters, also will be here, public lectures and research papers. So we had not been able to put them there because this needed to be paid for. And as I have said, it's now paid for. To go serve up there. Then coming back to where we were, again, to our library website. And again, I also want to comment that by then we didn't have a library website. But now we have worked and we have this one. And that is why I'm able to do what I am doing right now. So we thank Paul and the library team, because that is how we have been able to get our website. So from there now, we go down again. We have ebooks. Are we there? You create ebooks, then you say explore. Then, so from here, you will see the resources that we have paid for. And as Masreen was taking you through Medley, she said that you can cite from resources that have been paid for. These resources from Taylor and Francis we have paid for. I would want you to see how many we have. That please make good use of them. It's a lot of money, so you will only be coming there because you see they are access provided by access. Yes, so they belong to us. So whatever you want to search, which book do you want us to search?
New Testament literature.
Theologians. Let's search that one and see if we have any. I hope our internet will serve us well. There we are. I think it's opening now. Good. There we are. Are we here? How many books do we have on that title? So you see the ones that they have, there's a tick. And when you click here, let's click maybe, let's start with this one. Reading the New Testament. Yeah. Then you come here. You can. So it could be, maybe we may not be able to do that, all that process today, but you see we have them. So that's the only process. I want to see whether it will download, so at least we see one.
Download, click PDF, click PDF, click it.
Oh, sorry. It will be having so many pages, but I bet our internet is so slow.
But you've seen it can download.
But at least you can see how you can download it.
So it gives you the full information.
The full information.
Not in summary.
No. They are written abstract, and in the full PDF, it's the full PDF. And that is what we have mainly. Then you can go back to our main website again. That is now the library website. We have seen the books, is it? And then, as another thing to mention, we have searched that book from Taylor and Francis. You can also search it from, we have Parego and we have, the process is the same. You click here, you explore. Are we together? Then again for OECD, you click and explore. Can we try one e-journal? Thank you. Then you click e-journal. So sorry to our online students. So are we together up to there? So we are exploring the e-journals. Then you click explore. We'll only be patient with it a little bit so that we are able to see. And even as it opens, I want to encourage us. You see how many we have? 5 million plus articles and 2 million plus journals. So all you need, and the access provided by? Yes. So we can search one. This time, which book or which article or which title? Church history. Let's just see church history and see. Or we can do exactly what you want.
Searching will depend on how you structure your search keywords. So you don't get maybe African church history.
That's why I wanted to go with church history. Okay, you see it narrows down. Teaching church history, Catholic church history. You see them? You see commemorative. You see this one? Hapa imeandikwa
full access.
Okay, it's written full access. Yes, full access. You can see it. It is in green and with a tick. So it is. We can access everything from that article. So. Okay, still loading. Okay, they have just noted us that large documents can take a while, but that is the process. The only disclaimer I have with these resources is that these ones have been paid through the university IP address. So, unto our online students, they may not access it beyond the university environment. Are we together? You can access all this when you are within this campus or Kitengera campus. That now makes us have another plan to have resources that can be accessed by our users who are not within the campus. So for the online users, we are still working on that. We have gotten one provider. We have already done the proposal to the VC. We are only waiting for his word. We may go to either Britannica Academia, he's in the process of approving, or we might go to the Seoul University Library. So for our online students for now, they may not be able to access these resources from wherever they are. But anyone, anywhere within this campus, whether in your room, Whether in the classroom, in the library, you are able to access this. But anyone beyond this campus, for now, we are not able to. But all this is in the process, okay? You see, we are still developing our website, we are still developing our collection, and so with time, whatever he said that he had to pay for the repository first, so by September we are looking forward for him to pay either academia or we subscribe with SEU University. SEU is the Southeastern University in the US, and that has a collaboration with our chancellor. So we are there, we are in those discussions, and I know we are getting there. So the same process we go on with our past papers. This one we developed just this week, so we have not put many papers, but the same way you click past papers and explore. With OPAC, you click OPAC and explore. What you will find here at OPAC is the titles we have in the library. So this one, even when you are at home, if you click at OPAC and explore, you will see the titles we have in the library. Then you liaise with us if you want to borrow. Or you can see what we have and come and borrow from here. Tuko pamoja? So everything is in the progress, but at least we are somewhere. Sindio? Yeah, so far so good. So I think for now we are going to stop there. We will plan this again next trimester. We'll be doing this, and I am hoping that by the time we are doing this again, all these resources will be working. So thank you so much. We want to stop there, unless there's a question. Or if there's no question, do we have a comment? Yes.
Mine is to commend you.
Yes,
mine is to commend you and the university because of this. And I also would emphasize that some of these things should be compulsory, especially to parties who are involved. Today I was reading papers from the students, and I realized a great need for research writing and academic papers. So it's a real requirement, because if somebody actually is taking a degree and has a challenge to present those kind of requirements, if you send that person somewhere, they will ask, where did you study? So these kind of training forums are almost compulsory, so that we raise the bar. And thank you for what you are doing.
Thank you. What I will encourage us, see us posting a training, encourage as many of your friends and colleagues as possible, so that we are not giving this information to just a few. I see like almost many of us are the people still we had last training. So there are some who has not attended this one and they did not attend the last one. So kindly let's encourage them so that they do not miss. Even the lecturers, encourage your fellow lecturers to be part of this so that they are able to know. Like right now, I know so many lecturers has been asking me about these e-resources. Now they are not here. I don't know now how to help them. So kindly encourage all of them, because these resources, they will also help you as lecturers in as you're making your notes and your class presentations. Okay, having said that, I will welcome us to be on our feet. Thank you so much for your time. We had planned to finish this at 4. Thank you for the extra 44 minutes you have given us. Next time we'll try with our media team. Thank you so much, media team, for the good work you have done. And for that, I will welcome Pastor. Can you pray for us?
Let's pray. Father, we are grateful in the name of Jesus. We pray for KAG's University, but for resources. We thank you for the facilitating team that is given this responsibility to see that learning is effective and raising to the level of the university requirements. We pray that you give them grace and resources and capacity and the necessary network. We pray for all of us that have learned that this knowledge will be useful to us and to the rest. We pray for your blessings as we live. Be glorified in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Wow, thank you. So, we can go home now.
So you can access it. Thank you. But they